Hey guys, welcome back to the ocean. Theory Chum here, and today I'm diving into my theory on MXES, the Mechanical X-Form Experimental Storage. Now I'll say this up front. While I don't have eyes everywhere, I've done a lot of research. I've searched Reddit, I've combed through YouTube, I've watched a ton of other creators' MXES videos, and confidently I can tell you this. I haven't seen my perspective anywhere else. So let's get into it. First, let's break down the name itself. MXES is an acronym. Mechanical, an adjective, meaning it's describing a type of machine. X form, short for transform, this is also an adjective, a modifier. Experimental, another modifier. And finally, the noun, storage. The key here is grammar. A lot of creators assume X-form is pointing back to the mimic, its ability to transform and shapeshift. But structurally, that's not what's happening. Grammatically, all of those adjectives are stacked on to storage. So the name isn't describing what's inside, it's describing the storage itself. MXES is a transformative storage system. MXES is a storage that transforms. The question is, transforms across what? Look closely at the design. Yes, people focus on the TVs up top and what I call the bow. But the real answer is down at the bottom. MXES has 3 separate storage shelves. And I believe what it's transforming across is those 3 compartments. To understand this, we need to take a step back and talk about cradle.exe. Fiona describes it like working as a large computer. Now in the 70s, large computers didn't multitask like today's machines. They ran on serial processing, one operation at a time. To compare, modern supercomputers use parallel processing, running many systems simultaneously. Back then, think of switchboard operators. They would physically move wires to redirect phone calls. When one line was plugged in, while the others were inactive. That is how serial systems worked. And I believe MXES functions the same way. The cradle plugs into one shelf at a time. Whichever shelf it's connected to, that is the active system, while the others put to sleep. The name cradle is no accident. The cradle in real life is a baby's bed, designed to rock back and forth until the baby falls asleep. And if you look at the MXES design, you can see the parallel. The bow at the top represents the arch that early cradles would hang from. The storages below represent the weight where the baby rests. When the cradle rocks one way, one system is awake. Rock it the other way, another system is active. The rest are asleep. And just like a baby needs a bedtime story, the MXES needs one too. Fiona had Arnold play the bedtime story for him too, letting her switch it off. It's the same metaphor carried throughout. The cradle rocks, one system rests, while the other one was awakened. So what's inside of these 3 storages? The first storage, which is going to be M1, the second storage, M2 with its blueprints, and the third storage, this stumped me for a while. At first, I thought it might be something we just haven't seen yet, maybe DLC content. But then I realized the answer was in front of us all along. Puppet files. Remember Edwin's executive office? When you try to access the puppet files, the system spits back one specific error: redacted. Even with executive clearance, the file isn't there. It's segregated. And that is the clue. The puppet's data has been isolated onto its own system. And I believe that segregated system is what occupies the third storage in MXES. Now let's take a step back and ask, why is MXES set up this way? Remember, Fiona created cradle.exe. She had her own motives, her own goal of bringing the Murray family back together. Look at who's present. M1 tied to Fiona, M2 powered by Edwin's rage, and then finally, the puppet, which would be left for David. By building MXES, Fiona created a system where each could be stored, switched, and reawakened. The cradle rocks, and her family members are all there together, in a twisted kind of family reunion. So here's my conclusion. MXES is not about the mimic transforming. It's about the storage itself transforming. The cradle rocks back and forth between its shelves, activating one system at a time. M1, M2, and the puppet. The others fall asleep until it's their turn to sway back into motion. And with cradle.exe orchestrating it all, Fiona ensured her family could exist all together in one machine, alive through agony, together again. Thank you guys so much for sticking around this theory. I've got more videos coming soon, such as the Mangled Bodies, which is going to be along with the FNAF 2 movie predictions that will come out before the movie, and even some more Resident Evil Survival Unit content. Until next time, keep swimming in the ocean. Don't get baited away, and remember to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. I really love talking with you guys in the replies. See you again soon.